What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and this story is massive, and there is nobody happier than Bud Light right now because this story is about to get really, really ugly, and perhaps even bigger than Bud Light itself. What a lot of people don't know about country music is it has largely been co-opted by leftists and like far lefty activist type musicians. I mean, just look what happened to what was that one band that renamed themselves Lady Antebellum, but their name was offensive, so now they're just called Lady A. There's all sorts of, the Dixie Chicks, I think, had some stuff going on, if I remember correctly. All these people, they get money, they get woke. Well, extremely popular country music singer Jason Aldean has had his song pulled from CMT TV and other outlets after apparently the lyrics were too offensive. This is about to backfire so massively. I predict the song will easily be number one for a significant amount of time, mostly because, and I'm not even a country music guy. I like folk music, but not really country. And the lyrics are totally fine. And we're going to take a look at the lyrics. Everybody's calling racist and so on and so forth. By the way, this video is sponsored by Goldco. I don't know if you know this, but Biden just canceled student debt, and that's going to cost us $1.7 trillion. That's you and me, $1.7 trillion. Biden's new budget also proposes $4.7 trillion in new taxes. The same budget could push our debt from $31 trillion to a whopping $51 trillion. Can you imagine what that's going to do to our economy and your quality of life, and how that's going to affect your potential retirement planning? That's why it's critical you protect your savings with gold and silver before it's too late. I've partnered with the top-rated precious metal company, Goldco, because they're a great company with an amazing reputation. Right now, they're giving away up to $10,000 in free silver while supplies last. Plus, all qualified callers this week receive a free Ronald Reagan silver coin. You can learn more at quarteringgold.com. We've had a disastrous economic policy run, never-ending war, skyrocketing inflation, bank failures, and now we've got new tax hikes to worry about. Visit quarteringgold.com to learn more how to protect your life savings. Tell them the Quartering sent you, and you could get a free Ronald Reagan silver coin. Plus, you can also protect your retirement, and, it says Biden just keeps printing money. It's a good idea to check out, see what they have to say. Ben Shapiro tweets, if you think these lyrics are racist, you are racist. You apparently think these crimes are exclusively black or some such nonsense. So here's the lyrics. These are the Jason Aldean lyrics. Liberals are saying are racist. Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjack an old lady at a red light, pull on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool? Well, act a fool if you like. Yell at a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag, light it up. You think you're tough? Try that in a small town. I think he very well could be talking about Antifa, which is basically exclusively rich white kids from the suburbs, right? So I'm not even sure. I mean, at no point do these lyrics mention anything about race. Nothing. Now, this is very common for the left. They are extremely racist. They look at those lyrics and think, oh, well, obviously you're talking about black people. Why do they think that? I didn't think that. I thought he was talking about the super soldiers. Country music television pulls Jason Aldean's controversial "Try That in a Small Town." Well, look, not every small town is thriving, but I can tell you as somebody who has gone from a smallish town of like 10,000 to progressively smaller towns with a short stop off in Louisville for about 6 months in the middle. Big towns can have small communities within them that are tight knit. That's true. And not all small towns are like this, but there is small town mentality. You live across the street from the guy you buy your tools from at the hardware store. Your neighbors with the lady whose kid bags your groceries at the local grocery store. You buy your stuff, you buy your bird feed and your tractor supply from the same guy, who lives up the road, who also helps you who goes fishing with you on the weekends. This is small town mentality. That's what he's talking about. And you could look up Yucapa, I believe it's called, city name in California, and see what happened to some super soldiers when they rolled up in there. It's just the truth. Small towns have a communal mentality in many cases, and they also value their communities. I mean, I don't think you can argue with that. Go to downtown New York or downtown LA and tell me those people love their cities. I mean, you see these people walking zombies strung out of their gourds, people leaving little tightly coiled piles on the sidewalk. Do those people love their city? Do the people in that town want to help the homeless? No, they don't want to help the homeless. They say they do, but they don't. You go to Portland, you go to LA, you go to New York City downtown proper. These cities are full of garbage. They smell. And now, while there are pockets inside the big cities, mini communities that are tight knit, by and large, that's clearly what the guy's talking about. The visual, which is his label Broken Bow Records released on Friday, July 14th, was in rotation on country music television through Sunday, playing in the morning music hours. It's unclear how many times they played the video before pulling it on Monday, other than confirming the outlet yanked the video. CMT declined to comment on the decision, ceasing to play the clip. Obviously they did, because country music is largely compromised by woke corporations. The video, which has received more than 346,000 views on YouTube since its release, I have a suspicion it's going to be more than that. That's at 1.1 million already. Yeah, I mean, like, exactly. And it's also number 12 trending. That's why. And this article was written yesterday. It went from 300,000 to 1.1 million overnight. Why do you think? I mean, toward the end, there are scenes that are juxtaposed against images of Americana, such as someone playing hopscotch and a flag rising, as a news anchor voice comes on talking about farmers dropping their crops off for the day to help a neighbor. A wizened male face comes up on screen and earnestly says, "It's what this community and a lot of farm communities stand for. Someone needs help, they get help." The song is about small towns. How people say this guy grew up in a big town. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's what the lyrics of the song are about. And I think like the idea, by the way, Aldean, survived I think he was on stage in the Vegas thing. So, I mean, you would think that perhaps that's colored some of his opinion. Country music yanks Jason Aldean's controversial. Try that. It's not controversial. And in fact, it's hilarious. Like Roseanne Barr. So you have Jason Aldean responding, saying the best 24 hours have been accused of releasing a pro-lynching song, a song that has, by the way, been out since May, and was subject to comparison that I, direct quote, was not too pleased with the nationwide BLM protests. Those references are not only meritless, but dangerous. Sharon Watts writes, translation, when Jason Aldean simply wants to return to a time in America when the good old boys could pummel anyone who they didn't think belonged in their town. Also, this song is 2 months old and far past the legal song judgment period. Good day. Roseanne Barr replies, him talking about small town values is not the same thing that your mind-controlled dip-ass brain filters it as. All you're doing is showing that you're crazy, and that does no good for anyone. If you don't like the song, don't listen to it. Certainly don't project your insanity onto it. My God, you people are insane. Please check yourself into a facility or something. Liberals in my day protected art and made fun of those who said it had satanic messaging when you play it backwards or stuff like that. That's what you guys are now. The epitome of what you used to hate. Go get help or maybe get D'd down and shut up. Thanks. That's from Roseanne Barr. I mean, like, the idea, I mean, I believe you also, even Brian Krasenstein, as someone who thinks the whole Antifa narrative that the right pushes is mostly exaggerated, it isn't. I have to say that I think it's quite pathetic that CMT, Country Music Television, has basically canceled Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town. It's ridiculous, and all it's gonna do is like In fairness, many of us canceled Jason Aldean many years ago due to his terrible music. Look, I don't know. I'm not a big country music fan. It doesn't matter. Then you have this loser. As Tennessee lawmakers, we have an obligation to condemn Jason Aldean's heinous song calling for racist violence. Again, the song mentions race 0 times. 0. If that not enough for you, double it. What a shameful vision of extremism and vigilantism. We will continue to call for common sense laws that protect all children. Okay, shut up. Shut up, dude. I mean, look, you see Sheryl Crow too, man. This chick hasn't been in the news for 1,000 years, other than when every radio station played "Soak Up the Sun" nonstop. I think that was probably about 25 years ago. She was Jason Aldean. I'm from a small town. Even people in small towns are sick of bad behavior. There is nothing small town America about promoting violence. You should know that better than anyone, having survived. So she invokes the Las Vegas incident. No. People saying, how's that one sheet of toilet paper working out for you? I don't really understand why you would invoke that. It's so hilarious. He goes on, as so many pointed out, I was present at the Route 91 where so many lost their lives, and our community recently suffered another heartbreaking tragedy. Nobody, including me, wants to continue to see senseless headlines or families ripped apart. Try that in a small town. For me, it refers to a feeling of a community that I had growing up, where we took care of our neighbors, regardless of differences or backgrounds or belief, because they were our neighbors, and that was above any differences. My political views have never been something I've hidden from, and I know that a lot of us in the country don't agree with how we get back to a sense of normalcy where we go at least today without a headline that keeps us up at night. But the desire for it too is what the song is about. I mean, I don't really understand. This is the dumbest thing. This is another gigantic Bud Light moment. CMT censoring Jason Aldean's new music video. Try that in a small town. Most mainstream artists promote drugs, gangs, or violence and sleeping around. Jason says, hey, let's not rob old ladies and burn down cities, and CMT bans their videos. 100%. I mean, why don't you compare the lyrics of Jason Aldean's song to the WAP lyrics and tell me which one you think is worse? This song's going to be very, very, very popular, and these idiots just keep embarrassing themselves. So screw country music television, absolutely. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out Quartering Gold, link in the description below. Secure your retirement, protect you from Biden's insanity, and we'll talk to you again real soon.